Hi, welcome. My name is Wanda Rochelle,
And I'm Nia Jordan.
and we want to welcome you today to our seller workshops that we do every third Saturday at 10 a.m. Today's topic is what does it cost to sell my home? Again, I'm Wanda Rochelle, and we are licensed realtors. We service the Georgia area, Florida, and Alabama. So let's get started.
All right. So, whenever you're making the tough decision to sell your home, you're most likely thinking you can make some money from it. And hopefully you can. But we want to have this presentation so that you guys understand all the cost that goes into selling your home because it's not going to be purely profit. Every dollar does not go straight into your pocket. On average, it will cost you roughly 10 to 15% to sell your home. And that's not including if you have a mortgage that you need to pay off.
And of course, we want to make sure that everyone knows that 10 to 15% will depend on the market conditions. It will depend on the area that you live in, whatever state. It will depend on the comps in your area. So that's just a general number.
All right, so let's talk about what's going to be deducted from your proceeds. The first is agent commissions. The seller typically pays the commissions for their agent as well as the buyer's agent in real estate transactions. Of course, that's negotiable, but just keep in mind that you will most likely be paying an agent commission. Also, closing costs. Your closing costs are pretty minimal compared to what a buyer would pay in closing costs, but you do have things like property taxes, transfer taxes, as well as if you live in a community with an HOA, a lot of times they may have like an exit fee or something like that that you would have to pay because you're no longer going to be a part of that HOA. Of course, you would have to pay off your mortgage if you do have a mortgage. And just keep in mind that your mortgage payoff is not necessarily going to be what's listed on your statement every month. You will actually have to reach out to your lender directly and get a physical, or it could be an electronic document that shows you what your mortgage payoff amount will be. And then if you have any liens on your properties, of course, you have to pay those off before you get your money from your sale. Um, and then also seller concessions. So if throughout your real estate transaction you have negotiated with the buyer to help them with any closing costs, then of course those would be deducted from your proceeds.
Awesome. I just want to reiterate with the property taxes, just so we make sure that you understand that. Of course, most of the time when we pay our property taxes, we are billed once a year. And so, just to give you an example of that, if you're closing, you sell your home and you close on July the 1st, that means you would be, as the seller, you're responsible for paying those taxes from January up until the moment that you close or the day that you close. And so that's an example. It'll be prorated. It's listed on the settlement statement, which in most cases you're going to receive. Um, hope we get it. Sometimes I know Nia can attest to this. We hope to get it a few days before closing. There have been times when we received it 20 minutes before closing, but you'll see it as a line item on your settlement statement, all of these items. And definitely make sure, like Nia said, that mortgage payoff is not what you see on your monthly statement. You have to request a copy from your mortgage company.
So here are some optional costs that you would pay before you even list your home. So a lot of times people like to do small repairs or maintenance before they put their home on the market. I know in my house I have like a door, for example, that just makes some noise. It rubs against the frame when I close it, something like that. Or like, let's say you have a drain that you just kind of avoid because you know it's clogged up. Things like that you want to address before you list your home because a buyer would notice that. Staging and appraisals are good if you have a more luxury home. Staging obviously allows the home to show better. So when buyers walk in, they're able to envision themselves in it. They already have the furniture there. And then also, an appraisal is helpful because you want to be able to know a good price for your home. And sometimes it's harder to price it when it gets in the millions and above. Can you let them know why an inspection is helpful sometimes before closing?
I don't have a lot of clients that on the seller side that actually do an inspection on their home. Again, that's because this slide is the optional cost, but it's important to do it because you kind of want to know what's going on with their home. For example, I had a client who we got ready to close and they did the inspection and she had structural issues. And I think maybe if we had done an inspection prior to that, she would have known because those structural issues cost a whole lot of money and she was not able to profit as much money as she thought she would have. So it's definitely optional. I don't see it often. I've had very few clients that will get an inspection, but again, these are optional things that you can do. And you know what else you can do? You can, when you list a home, it's good to say, hey, I've already had an inspection done and here's a copy of it.
Yep. So that's really attractive to a buyer because they feel like the veil is pulled from over their eyes and they know exactly what they're getting into.
Right.
All right, so this is just outlining and summarizing how you would calculate your net profit. Remember, every dollar is not going directly in your pocket. So we've just put this all on one page for your reference. So of course, you're going to start with the sales price. You're going to deduct any agent commissions, your mortgage payoff, any liens that you have outstanding, whatever closing costs you have, and then any of your contributions to the buyer's closing costs. And once you take all of that out of the sales price, that will be your net profit.
Awesome. And that's important to sit down and actually write those numbers out so that you're not surprised when we get that settlement statement. I've had clients that didn't necessarily understand it. So, as a realtor, I know, Nia, it's important that we possibly sit down with them and go over those numbers so they're not surprised at the end.
Yep.
Mhm.
Any questions?
All right, so I see some people in the chat. Sharon says good morning, and if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post those now. Sharon said, all right, so if we don't have any questions, we will go ahead and proceed to the next slide.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are here every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. just to give you some nuggets about selling your home. So feel free to stay tuned in with us. You can subscribe to all of our channels. We service Georgia, Florida, and Alabama, and we're always here as a resource if you need any real estate advice.
Awesome. Was that the last slide?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought it was another slide. Well, I guess we need to just give you our contact information. You can reach us at info@faithandrealestate.com. See, there was another slide.
I missed it.
And you can join us next month. Again, we're here every third Saturday at 10 a.m. just to give you these quick nuggets if you are looking to sell your home in the next 5 years. So we will see you on next time, which is Saturday, November 19th at 10 a.m.